How do profitable auto repair shops think about money that's different to the struggling auto repair shops? Welcome to today's episode of Talking Shop. I'm Dean from the Workshop Whisperer. This is the original Workshop Whisperer herself, Rachael Evans. Rach, tell us, you've been working with profitable auto repair businesses now for 12 years or helping them to get profitable. What have you noticed in the way that those individuals, those shops, view money?
Just saved us from getting run over by a car. The number one difference between a shop that has even turned its fortunes around and gone on to be sustainably successful is the shop owner's attitude towards money itself. So when you've got a struggling shop and some months you're making it and some months you're really not, you're back to eating rice, there's a lack of documented systems and a lack of buckets, if you like, for money to flow through effectively inside your business. Yes, you might not yet have enough cars to sell all your hours. You might be a new business and your name's not out there. Yes, those things can be true. But where you do have enough work to supply to your technicians, but you still never have enough money, there's an issue with the attitude towards money in the first place. And this can come from an owner who has a fear mindset around money and falls into the trap of having it look great on the outside for those who they assume are watching, which is in reality almost no one. And they start taking more money out of the business than they should. So bigger mortgage, go and buy a boat, a jet ski, and cars, all on finance, but the business has got to service those debts. Profitable auto repair shops and auto repair shop owners who have gone on to be personally wealthy don't think like that. They may have at one point in time. I don't know a single one who may not have started out that way, because when you start out in business, things are pretty exciting. There's a sense of freedom. So there's a maturing of perspective around money and what it can actually do for your business. You stop trying to pull absolutely everything out that you can, and you start to forward forecast with your cash flow, for instance, looking to see where your seasonal highs and lows are for cash flow needs in the business, starting to plan around those things, knowing when your tax payments are due and ensuring that there's enough in your tax bucket to pay for that. That kind of care for money in your business we actually call stewardship. And when you're a good steward of money, when you're in business, even in your personal life, you get rewarded with money compounding. And that's probably the biggest difference that we see year after year, is the auto repair shop owners who learn to become good stewards of money are the ones who actually make it inside and outside of their business.
And there's, you talked about the tax bucket before. We always say that, a dollar can only live in one place, meaning that you don't get to keep all the money that comes in. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but primarily the money goes to one of five places. It goes to profit, goes to your pay, it goes to tax, or it goes into your operating expenses. The other bucket is income, which is where you get paid, right? But you can't have a dollar that you're using to pay your rent that you're also going to be using to pay off your BAS, your GST, your PAYG. You need to treat every dollar like it's a separate entity and have an intention behind that particular dollar. So is that going to my profit? Is that going to our pay? Is that going to tax? And the reason we do that is to avoid that nasty dance that so many auto repair businesses do every quarter when the BAS bill is due, and you sit there going, oh my God, I don't have the money to pay for it. Being a good steward of the money that comes through the business, of the cash that you're generating from the work that you're doing, is important if you're ever going to enjoy the quality of life that you probably thought you were going to have when you went into business by yourself, and more importantly, be able to extend that quality of life when you're no longer working in your auto repair business, but you have, 15, 20, 25 years left of living ahead of you. It's really important to be making decisions about your future on the finances that you've got right now.
And it's a really dangerous idea or concept to keep all of your money in one bucket inside of your business. So what that looks like in reality is you've got one bank account and you do all of your trading, your bill paying, your salary and wage paying out of that one account. And if you're looking at your bank balance every day to help you make decisions, that's even more dangerous, because on some days, because you've got an FPOS machine that settles every day, come 6 p.m. when that settlement goes in, you can look in there and go, wow, we're flush with cash. But sitting in that account is going to be money you need to pay your team entitlements, your superannuation, their wages, their taxes, your parts bills. So being a good steward of money is actually having multiple buckets, as Dean has mentioned, and ensuring that you're looking ahead. You know enough about your business to know when the months are in the year when you've got more expenses to pay, and not being tempted to go, well, I'll just take it out and I'll put it back when it's due. Well, something can happen in the economy like it has here. 6 months ago, there was no upward pressure on petrol prices, but look where we are today. Things happen that you can't plan for, and the best stewards of money will be forecasting ahead as much as they can, having a war chest of funds set aside. They've got their business in that position where they've got at least 3 months worth of running expenses, and they're never taking more themselves than their business can sustain.
Yeah, they have a smart structure for their banking. There's an order in which they allocate money across that bank account structure, and there's a discipline to it. If the money's not there to be drawn out or to be transferred, then it doesn't get done. It's long-term. It's sacrificing short-term enjoyment for long-term benefit, which is another one of the keys that profitable auto repair businesses do differently. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Talking Shop. Long one, 8 minutes. We'll see you on the next episode. Look forward to talking to you then.